My head is in the clouds. Gotta keep this feeling, keep on breathing, even if we're slipping away. So I close my eyes and lose myself now. Do it like it's only today. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. And for a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. And for a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this. I'm on my last straw. I'm broken and I'm woken up. I'm done feeling your lies. I've had enough. I can't run your place in this faulty game. And all the words you speak mean nothing more to me. 'Cause let's start over now. Rewind. And I won't let you go. I need you by my side.
Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. 'cause you don't know how. You say we're taking on water, yeah, we're sinking now. You're looking all concerned, like we're gonna drown, but we both know how to swim. No worries, let's flow for now. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. I drag you out your mind, and there are days I hate you, but baby, you're still mine. And then we have the best times, no matter what we do. And even when we don't, there's nobody I'd rather choose. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me.
I'm on my last straw. I'm broken. Come along with me. Together with the truth you see. Got our pearls and our laughter too. The search for facts is always new. In this place we keep it real. Classy vibes and joyful zeal. Join the journey, it's just begun. We shine brighter than the sun. You all for standing strong. Together we belong. Hit the light and share the light. Crush those pearls, let's take the ride. Come in here and spread the cheer. Members make the truth so clear.
The pearls were bound together through the storm and darkest weather. We search high, we search low, together everywhere we go. Justin's here and he's going live with the best fans by my side. We're a family, we hold strong, together we can right the wrong. We clutch them pearls, we shine like stars, searching wide, spreading love afar. Every stream, every heartfelt plea, we are one in this community. Daily grind, but we're not stopping. Pearls around the world just popping. With each view and every share, we send hope and show we care. We clutch them pearls, we shine like stars, searching wide, spreading love afar. Every stream, every heartfelt plea, we are one in this community. But we're not stopping. Pearls around the world just popping. With each view and every share, we send hope and show we care. We clutch them pearls, we shine like stars, searching wide, spreading love afar. Every stream, every heartfelt plea, we are one in this community. In the night or in the day, pearls will light Justin's heart, and they'll support. Together we will hold the fort. Lilly grind, but we're not stopping. Pearls around the world just popping. With each view and every share, we send hope and show we care.
Click play and come along with me. Together with the truth you see. Got our pearls and our laughter too. The search for facts is always new. In this place we keep it real. Classy vibes and joyful zeal. Join the journey, it's just begun. We shine brighter than the sun. Hit the like and share the vibe. Clutch those pearls, let's take the ride. Comments here and spread the cheer. Members make the truth so clear. Defending truth is what we do. So hit subscribe and join the crew. With every search we pave the way. Together we will save the day. Defending truth is what we do. So hit subscribe and join the crew. With every search we pave the way. Together we will save the day. With every laugh we lift our hearts. In the search we all take part. Thank you all for standing strong. Together we belong. Hit the like and share the vibe. Clutch those pearls, let's take the ride. Comments here and spread the cheer. Members make the truth so clear. Hit the like and share the vibe. Clutch those pearls, let's take the ride. Comments here and spread the cheer. Members make the truth so clear.
Well, hello, my beautiful pearls. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. Happy Friday to each and every single one of you. Good to see you all. Today is May 16th, 2025. It is currently 9:24 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Hello. I am so glad it's Friday. Oh my God. I'm so glad it's Friday. Guys, I apologize. I'm late today. It has been the longest week for me to be real with you. And I got home and I made dinner and then I said I'm going to take a little nap and I slept for 2 hours. So, I do apologize. I am a little late, but I just needed a minute, I guess. Sometimes you just need it. Oh, be safe, Lisa. Under a tornado warning. It is really bad here in the United States right now. Like 200 million. Remember, there's only about 320 million in the entire country is under a storm warning. So, a lot to talk about. Guys, thank you all so much for joining me. Truly, Carmelita, thank you so very much, my dear. Thank you for my late trip. I do appreciate you. I was getting some, actually getting some stuff in. That's why I had to let the intro play out as long as possible and all that. And I was a little late for my own live. So thank you so much. I will pick that late slip up, no problem. And thank you, Sherry Lynn. Appreciate you for gifting a pearl necklace. Thank you so much, my dear. You received that pearl necklace. Uh, make sure you thank our dear Sherry Lynn. Hey, Muscles, good to see you, love. I was just, it's very interesting. I was thinking about you earlier. I just flipped it to 300 likes. How you doing, Miss Casey? Yes, ma'am. All right, guys. Yes, please hit that thumbs up button. Would greatly appreciate it. It's a free way to get the message out of little Lilly and Jack Sullivan. I've got some new photos of Lilly and Jack that I don't know if they've ever been seen. Like not ever, but since she deleted the Facebook thingy and all that. So I've got some uh anyway, I'll show you here in a second. So please hit the thumbs up button. Consider sharing this live out on your favorite social media. Click the link and just put, say, copy the link and throw it in whatever social media you have. It's a free way to get that message out. We can all be proactive in one way or another in helping these missing persons cases just by watching uh, is awareness. So thank you all for that. I really do appreciate you. Thank you so much, Jim and I. Really do appreciate you, my love. Justin, you're worth the wait. Thank you, my dear. That's so kind. Thank you for hanging in there and keeping us all updated. Thank you so much, Jim and I. I love you, honey. You're an OG, and I really do appreciate you so much. Um, So yeah, you can do all that stuff. If you want to become a member, that always helps the channel. Of course, if you want to donate something, you're welcome to do that too. No pressure, but it does help. No worries either way. Just glad you're here. I'm barely hanging on listening to these two babies still missing. It's gut wrenching. I know, Eileen. I know. It really is. It really is. All right, guys. Today is 2 weeks. 2 weeks that Lilly and Jack Sullivan have been reported missing from their Nova Scotia, Canada. And I'll be honest with you, truthfully, this really concerns me if this is one that's going to be solved or not. And it's just the lack of cell phone service, the lack of everything really in the area. And I'm praying that I'm wrong. Someone from the University of London today came out and said this is an unprecedented case. Yes, Trash Panda, that is right. Yep, we want to get to this. CCD reports that all countries are going back tomorrow to search. That is correct. Maybe they have some new intelligence. Maybe they don't. Maybe they're just retracing their steps. You know, sometimes it can take a minute for some of the data to come in, if they have any, in this case, to be, you know, blunt with you. I'm sure they have something, but they are going back tomorrow to search. Thank you for that, Trash Panda. Appreciate you very much for being on this case. It really, really matters. I'm starting to worry too. I thought it was going to be a quick resolution. I think they might still be in the woods. The woods. So I know that Daniel supposedly was doing an interview today with the news, with one of the news, allegedly. And guys, we have so much to get to in this live. Hopefully we'll get through it all. If not, then we won't. But there is quite a bit to talk about. Some new articles. Ooh, hold on a second. Okay. All right, cool. So this came out 4 hours ago. Credit goes to CBC News Nova Scotia. Link will be provided in the description for everything that I do play today. You can find it there. Give me 2 seconds because I'm just... Okay. Now, I'll also put that in. I'll drop that link in the chat as well. Here we go. Credit goes to CBC Nova Scotia. Let's do it. Sense of Soul. Hello, Sense of Soul. Let's go. Okay, here we go. So I was just looking up some stuff today. Canada does, it's a different country, obviously, but they do it a little bit differently. So I'm still using this under the Fair Use Act of 1976 for commentary, educational, news, or criticism purposes, but I'm also using this under the Fair Dealing in Canada Act. This is falls under the fair use dealing exception in Canadian copyright law. It is made available for purposes of research, private study, criticism, review, or news reporting. So there's that. The CBC rather has been doing a really great job updating us on this, and they seem like a rather good outlet here. All right, without further ado, let's get it started. Maybe two. Let me just. Oops. Oh, wrong one. Wrong one. Pardon me. Pardon me. That wasn't it. Sorry. It was this, and we'll get to that one in a second. That one was the live stream. Here we go.
2 weeks since 2 young children vanished without a trace in rural Nova Scotia. Here's everything we know about what's happened since their disappearance. Around 10 a.m. on the morning of May 2nd, 6-year-old Lilly Sullivan and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan were reported missing from their home on Gairloch Road in Lansdowne Station. The children's stepfather, Daniel Martel, told CBC the siblings were out sick and not at school on Thursday and Friday. He said he believed the children must have gone outside through the sliding back door sometime Friday morning.
I just want to show you this right here. This was them the other day. I want to say it was, I can't remember what day it was when they did this, but you can see, I don't know if it's Daniel with some family there or whatever, but they were talking to, I guess, some searchers and RCMP. They were some of them was supposedly out of uniform, allegedly. So that's what all that is.
The children must have gone outside through the sliding back door sometime Friday morning.
When we noticed that the children were gone, immediately jumped in the vehicle, surveyed all the areas, many dirt roads.
That pause, he's got a long pause there. And I do find that a little strange.
As many culverts as it could.
Culverts.
Waited for the police to get there.
Nova Scotia RCMP said they believed the children wandered away from their home and there was no evidence of abduction. That morning, a vulnerable missing person advisory was issued in Pictou County, and the organized search for the kids began in the heavily wooded area surrounding the family home. Volunteers searched through the night. More than 100 people were called in to help. Helicopters, drones, and police dogs were also part of the search. On Saturday, May 3rd, officials were optimistic the children would be found.
It's a huge wooded area with lots of potential. So we're just keeping all avenues open and ensuring we're covering off the entire area with a very structured search.
Around 5:30 that night, RCMP issued a wider alert to Pictou County and surrounding areas. On Saturday, the children's mother, Malaya Brooks Murray, spoke to CTV News. She said she was hopeful and that she just wanted the kids home. The search continued on Sunday, May 4th. The children's stepfather said he wanted authorities to monitor the New Brunswick border and nearby airports in case the children were abducted. Meanwhile, 160 searchers were out looking for the children despite rainy conditions. On Monday, May 5th,
in Canada, if a kid is getting on a plane, under the age of 18, do they need some sort? I mean, obviously, if they're flying international, they would have to have some sort of passport. But flying domestically, you don't need any identification for a child, do you? Not really. Am I correct? Or is it different in Canada? If they're under 18 and they're flying domestic, meaning somewhere in Canada, you can fly without an ID. But I don't know why he would be saying, the airport would be the last place that I would be thinking. You know what I mean? Sumner County needs to hold a press conference to update the public on Sebastian. They absolutely do. It's time. It's way past time.
police and rescue agencies continued searching, going at all hours. RCMP said searchers had located what could have been a footprint on Saturday and expanded the search effort in that area. That night, 4 drones with thermal imaging technology were used to look for heat signatures in the woods. Tuesday, May 6th marked 5 days since the children went missing. A Nova Scotia RCMP spokesperson said in an update that the case remained a missing persons investigation.
Police are pursuing all investigative avenues, and there's a variety of teams involved who are applying the tools and the skills and the expertise needed to locate and bring Lilly and Jack home.
McCann wouldn't say if there had been any sign of the children. The children's stepfather told CBC that after the disappearance, the children's mother left the area to be with her family in another part of the province and blocked him on social media.
Okay.
My mother had to kick some people off the property because they were saying that I did it. I had something to do with it, and I'm the only one here fighting for them.
I just want to. I haven't said this yet, but I just want to say this. Please consider all parties in this case innocent until and unless proven guilty in a court of law by however the justice system works, whether it's judge or their peers. That doesn't mean you can't have an opinion, but just put "in my opinion" or allegedly, something of that nature. I think it's very important because there is really so much misinformation in this case, and it is truly crazy at this point. It's absolutely crazy that there is, so much going on in this case. I was gonna say something. I think in Canada you need to use words as allegedly, reportedly, or according to police, unless the facts are proven. You don't say someone is guilty. You say in my belief, or in my opinion, or theories suggest, or some speculate. Words like that. It's okay to have an opinion, and in my opinion, it's okay to speculate as long as we know that it is speculation, and because with speculation is not a fact, it is just your opinion on a case. So,
which is sad.
The children's maternal grandmother told the Canadian press the family was hoping and praying for the children to come home. On Wednesday, May 7th, Nova Scotia RCMP announced it would scale back the search for the missing kids.
We're not packing up, and we're not...
Hold on 1 second. You're right. I wanted to... Damn. Sorry, guys. I just messed it up. I was wanting to go back on... Oh, that's because I think it went out. That was 5 hours ago. 2 seconds. Two seconds, y'all. This is weird. I don't know why my thing is acting like this. I think I got too many things loaded here.
It's been 2 weeks since 2 young children, Lilly Jack Sullivan, were reported missing from their home on Gairloch Road in Lansdowne Station. The children's stepfather, Daniel Martel, told CBC the siblings were out sick and not at school on Thursday and Friday.
Here we go.
The children's stepfather told CBC...
All right, this is a really good photo right here. I want you to look at this. Let me take this off, and I'm going to make it as big as possible. Look at that. Look at that drone footage. That's their home. That's incredible. Look at, there's nothing. And really, of course, there is a lot of greenery, right? There's evergreens there, but the leaves aren't out yet. And that is also helpful for human eyes. It's not necessarily helpful. The drones and stuff can see through all the vegetation, but that is incredible. It is just, guys, you just don't it is so vast. Thank you so much, Spicy Disaster. We have a missing nonverbal boy in Arkansas today. He and his mom are missing from Newton County. Spicy. Is it today for sure? If you can send me information on it, I'll look at it. I was just looking at a case. I think it was just like last week it was I think it was like a 10-year-old child from Arkansas that had autism. The highway is pretty close to the driveway. Yes. Yeah, if you want to text it to me or email, that would be fantastic. So thank you so much. It's just incredible.
See that after the disappearance, the children's mother left the area to be with her family in another part of the province and blocked him on social media.
Listen,
My mother had to kick some people off the property because they were saying that I did it. I had something to do with it.
it's the verbiage that he uses, the language that he uses there, kicked some people off the property because they were saying that I did it. Well, there's only one person that is not on the property, obviously, other than Lilly or Jack that live there.
And I'm the only one who's fighting for them, which is sad.
Okay. Do y'all consider that a dig? Is that a dig at her? What is your... I'm the only one fighting for them, which is sad. You see it on the screen right there? And I can't disagree with him because he's the only one we see doing interviews. It could be a front, you're right. Kelsey says, I mean, maybe the truth. I think he feels bad for the kids that she went into hiding. In my opinion, she is on Facebook playing games with him. Really, Tina? He's not the biofather, Elle. You're right. He's not the biofather. But where's the bio? I mean, we know where the biofather is. But why hasn't he done an interview? Does he just want nothing to do with Lilly and Jack? Like nothing? Or he could be deceiving himself in public. Of course. Just because you speak doesn't mean necessarily you're innocent, right? But regardless, at least he's out there speaking about the kids. The case is weird in my opinion. Well, Carol, we're going to get to some stuff shortly, but that seems like a dig.
The area to be with her family in another part of the province and blocked him on social media.
My mother had to kick some people off the property because they were saying that I did it. I had something to do with it. And I'm the only one who's fighting for them, which is sad.
The children's maternal grandmother told the Canadian press the family was hoping and praying for the children to come home.
Highly unlikely.
On Wednesday, May 7th, Nova
my
Scotia
opinion, me and
RCMP announced it would scale back the search for the missing kids.
We're not packing up, and we're not giving up. Our investigation is broad, and it won't end until we know where Lilly and Jack are and can bring them home.
McKinnon said there hadn't been any confirmed sightings of the children, and survivability was unlikely.
If we thought they were alive right now, we'd still be out there.
He said the searchers covered a 5.5 square kilometer area, roughly the size of Halifax's downtown, that was heavily wooded.
I'm absolutely exhausted at this point after going through 6 days of virtual hell. It's absolutely crazy.
Virtual hell. A laugh a day says, I'm getting a gut feeling that he's out in front because he's trying to make it appear that he's the good guy and didn't do anything. My gut isn't believing the story, though. Interesting. I feel, again, my opinion is not a fact, but I feel that there is potentially a blame game going on. Do you know what I mean? Perhaps maybe this wouldn't have happened if you didn't do this, or this wouldn't have happened if you didn't do this privately. You know what I mean? So that's the feeling I get. So I don't know. Spring cleanup Yes, that is not a rumor. Spring cleanup was that week. However, I do want to say one of the days was, what was it? What was one of the days? I want to say like their spring cleanup was like Tuesday or something like that. I can't remember. I've got the calendar. I can show you here in a little bit. And they were at school Tuesday. So I don't really think, in my opinion, I don't think spring cleanup has anything to do with it, but it's not a rumor. Spring cleanup was that week for sure. Oh, thank you again, Spicy. Jasper, Arkansas, State Police search for a missing 4-year-old from Newton County. Okay, I'm going to take a screenshot of this. Thank you for that. All right, I just took a screenshot of that. I really do appreciate that. Was the last seen with his mother around 1:15 p.m. wearing a blue t-shirt, gray pant, and Spider-Man Crocs. Oh, 4 years old. And is he missing with his mom? Do you know? You just write it in chat. You don't got to laugh at it. Yes, the blame game. But I feel like they are both involved in some way. My opinion is, I agree. I think, just my opinion is, I don't see how both of them could not know in that little trailer. Perhaps one by doing harm and the other participating after the fact, in my opinion. That's why neither will talk. I agree. By the way, I've got some new photos that I'm going to show here in a little bit. And a couple of them you can see in the kitchen, allegedly in the trailer. I think there's a few of them maybe you can see inside the home.
On Thursday, May 8th, the RCMP packed up its command center in Lansdowne Station and searchers left the area. Martel told CBC he spoke with investigators from the Major Crime Unit in Stellarton earlier in the week.
Thank you, author S.B. Smith. Really do appreciate you, my dear. Good to see you. Thank you again for joining us this evening. I wonder if he did the lie detector, in my opinion. Me and you, I don't know, but what I do know is they were supposed to submit that lie detector this week at some point. Has he already taken it? Perhaps. But I don't know. It was supposed to be submitted, given to him sometimes this week. Now, again, in my opinion, it was a little dig toward mom, because he said, well, not just a lie detector for me. I want a lie detector, for all of us. I don't know what you mean, Jennifer. The mother says they never play outside, and weren't they sick? Yes. And then heard them outside, but doesn't get up to check on them. So she says they were playing outside, but they didn't know it at the time. So that's how mom words it. They were playing outside, but at that time they didn't know that they were playing outside. Allegedly, and again, allegedly, Daniel's mom heard, or maybe even seen, I think heard, the kids from her motor home. But when they got quiet, that's when she says her and Daniel jumped up. She's like, do you hear the kids? And they said no. Daniel says allegedly no. And that's when they jump up and they check, and they're not outside, they're not inside. And she says she immediately calls 911. It was just instinctual. Now, Daniel says something totally different. So their stories don't align up in really any fashion. If you ask them to be quiet, to not wake up the 16-month-old, and y'all were in the bedroom, but you heard him playing in the other room, told them to be quiet, and then they be quiet, and that's when you guys get up because you don't hear them. I just don't see two people jumping up like that.
He said he willingly handed over his phone to police and investigators searched the home. Martell said he also asked for a polygraph test.
I just want to
Yep, we're
clear
going to
it up
cover it,
for
Pebbles. Thank you, baby.
everyone.
see you.
Clear it up for everyone, not just the people online making crazy accusations.
Here it is.
And everything else.
RCMP
Listen,
Clear it up for.
investigators searched the home. Martell said he also asked for a polygraph test.
I just want to clear it up for everyone. Clear it up for everyone, not just the people online making crazy accusations and everything else.
RCMP
oh, they didn't play that part, but before that, he says that he wants, he says, not a lie detector, not just for me, like that. So thank you so much, Mini Panthers. Good to see you, my love. If Lilly had a bad cough, as they claimed, why did they not hear her cough that morning? They would have heard where they were by the coughs, in my opinion. That's a good point. Very good point. So think about this, right? When we are sick, whether it's adults, kids, or whatever, you will cough more at night and morning time, right? And the thing for me is, if, for instance, if what made you decide, when was the decision made that you were not sending Lilly and Jack to school Friday? When was that decision made? Right? Because think about this. If you've had kids or have kids now, little kids or any kids, that's in school age, think about this. You might make that decision Thursday night. Oh, I don't think she's going to be able to go to school tomorrow. That's perfectly understandable. But the reason you're going to make that decision is because they're sick. They're coughing their head off. They have a fever. They have, the squirts or, whatever, right? So if she was bad Thursday night with this cough, and again, I told you guys yesterday, I showed you that a couple days ago, the school issued that whooping cough, pertussis, was going around really bad. Now, in infants 12 months and under, it can be life-threatening. However, as you get older, it's generally not as bad. But the younger you are, a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old, that could be, they could be coughing. But y'all are saying the squirts. I just didn't want to say, just trying to be a little classy here. We're so funny. So, the whooping cough, is going around there. So if she did make that decision Thursday night, then that means Lilly had to have been bad, right? And if she was bad enough that you weren't going to let her go to school Friday, then that means you was probably up at least a few times during the night, wouldn't you think? Yes, Scudder's night. Yeah. Maybe she blames him for not locking the door. Anything is possible. I had whooping cough when I was young. It's awful. Yeah. It is a real whirling sound. Yes. It's very, very bad in infants particularly.
He declined to say whether a polygraph would be administered. Meanwhile,
Okay, sorry. Thank you so much, Tina. Good to see you, my love. On a Lilly and Jack Facebook post, a searcher commented that the RCMP has info and watching the two of them very closely. I don't know. I don't know. This is the thing. Just because someone says that, they might think, we just don't know if they're real searchers or not, though. You know what I mean? Like, do they have pictures of them out there searching? You know what I mean? I just kind of am leery of some things some people post, like, oh, well, the RCMP's looking at them. And of course, the RCMP's looking at them. The last people to see the person or persons that goes missing, damn right they're going to look at you. Statistically, the last person you're with, but it's possible. It's possible. I mean, I would probably agree with that comment, Tina, but I just, I don't know, but people say so much. You know what I mean?
Makeshift memorial was set
Hold
up.
on, I want to listen to that for a second.
Crazy.
1 second.
Martel said he also asked for a polygraph test.
I just want to clear it up for everyone. Clear it up for everyone, not just the people online making crazy accusations and everything else.
RCMP declined to say whether a polygraph would be administered. Meanwhile, a makeshift memorial was set up at the nearby Stellarton RCMP detachment.
In a news release on Tuesday, May 13th, Nova Scotia RCMP said they were continuing to investigate. Police said they were following up on more than 180 tips from the public and had identified 35 people to interview, including community members and those closest to the children. Police also confirmed that an underwater team searched lakes in the area but didn't find anything.
On Thursday, May 15th, RCMP confirmed again that there's been no evidence to suggest the children were abducted. 2 weeks later, on Friday, May 16th, there are still no answers as to what happened to Lilly and Jack Sullivan. Cassidy Chisholm, CBC News, Halifax.
Okay. I want little Susie Little, no doctor visits, ? I have brought up that point as well. I totally agree with you, right? So the last time Lilly and Jack were at school was Tuesday. Wednesday, there was no school, right? Thursday, she did not send them to school. Friday, she was not going to send them to school, apparently, right? And this is another thing. We were talking about the night before, you decide if, your kid is going to school the night before, because she would have had to have made that decision. Think about it. If she did not get up that morning, right, Friday morning, to check on the kids, and it doesn't sound like she did, at least in my opinion. She just says she hears them playing in the... Because if they allegedly went missing at around 8 o'clock in the morning, which is what the dispatch suggests. If they went missing around 8 o'clock, then, in my opinion, it suggests that she did not get up that morning at that time to get them ready for school or checking on them or whatever. She would have made that decision the night before. So did Lilly start getting her cough Wednesday? Did she start getting her cough Thursday? Well, wait a second. It would have had to have been Wednesday night. Lilly would have had to start getting her cough because she didn't go to school Thursday. Think about it. Right? She would have had to either start getting this alleged cough Wednesday night, or maybe she was getting the kids ready Thursday morning for school, and Lilly, had a really bad cough, and she said, you know what, I'm going to keep her home. She's not good today, so we're going to keep her home. Monitor, give her some cough syrup, some, vitamin C or something. And then it would have had to have been the same thing Thursday night, right? Maybe Lilly didn't get better throughout the day, and Thursday night she's like, God, she's just not getting better, and she made that decision Thursday night. And of course, they go to bed Thursday night, and then Friday morning, that's when allegedly Lilly and Jack are playing in the other room. Lilly allegedly comes in the bedroom a couple times, and she said she heard them playing in the other room. And then she's going in and out of sleep, dozing in and out, and then quiet. So when was she planning on taking Lilly to the doctor? Right? I mean, it's Friday. She could have been coughing for 3 days, for all we know. But, if your kid is, if you're keeping them home from school more than a day, or, or whatever, you're monitoring something, by day two, they certainly need to go to the doctor if they're missing school. Trash Panda, honestly, I don't either. In my opinion, I actually don't think there's a cough. And just in my opinion, I don't even think that there was this alleged she heard him playing in the next room and then quiet. My opinion is it's just kind of all fabricated. We have no idea technically whenever these babies could have went missing. I think, in my opinion, they might have not been there since Tuesday. It's very possible. I mean, anytime from the moment they got off of that bus Tuesday, anything could have happened. Right? Does anyone know what time they get out of school there? Get off the bus? 3:15, something like that. So say speculatively 3:15 Tuesday, 3:15 p.m., 2:30. Okay. 2:30. 2:30 Tuesday evening to 8 a.m. Friday morning. That's the timeline. And Wednesday, in my opinion, is interesting because there wasn't any school, and I think we would probably know. We may have a little bit more of an understanding, like if there was school Wednesday and they didn't go, I think that would point us even closer that something might have been going on. But there was no school Wednesday, so we don't know. Francis, if you don't mind, just please put in my opinion or allegedly, or state your source on that if you don't mind, because we're really trying to, that's definitely a rumor. You know what I mean? And it might be true, but I need something from that, because we've really got to all do our part.
Someone goes missing, search and rescue teams kick into high gear, and new technology is starting to be used across the country to help in these searches. The RCMP have what's called forward-looking infrared, or FLIR technology. It's a kind of thermal imaging that detects heat signatures. In cases of missing persons, it can be used to find body heat in a forest.
It's been an incredible tool for us. We've had at least 2 finds with thermal imaging of subjects. And
someone was saying that there was a doctor shortage. There was a bad doctor shortage in Nova Scotia, but 253 new doctors have been recruited in Nova Scotia. Physicians recruitment success, which is a net gain of 187 doctors, 40% more doctors recruited than the previous year. 89 family physicians, that's up 35%. 164 specialists, up 65%. 32% of those are internationally trained, and they welcomed 253 new doctors between April 1st, 2024 and March 31st, 2025. So it says our Providence attracted 40% more doctors overall this past physical year than the year prior. This includes 60% more family doctors recruited than the year before. So there has been a major doctor shortage, and there's not a lot of people in Nova Scotia, period. So the doctors, I'm sure, are overwhelmed. There's not a lot of people, but there's only a very limited amount of doctors, and they say very busy.
Gives us the ability to operate in the dark.
The technology is often attached to a remotely piloted aircraft or drone, so it can scan specific areas and feed that information back to the operator on the ground. The operator will then analyze the footage and identify certain colors that may or may not be the missing person. Baldwin says it works really well in the winter because a person's body heat stands out. But he says it's more challenging.
Do y'all see that? I want y'all to see this right here. I'm going to make it full screen. Look how good this technology is. You can literally see a gnat.
Identify certain colors that may or may not be the missing person. Baldwin says it works really well in the winter because a person's body heat stands out. But he says it's more challenging during the summer months.
As we move into spring, summer here, we will be relying more on our visual camera for searching, because the treetops, rocks, things like that retain heat, and they are very close in temperature to a person, and it makes it very hard.
You see that right there? You see the people walking, you see it live. And I know a lot of people say, well, Justin, what about when someone dies? Right? What about when someone dies? Well, when someone first dies, it depends on their size, first of all, but you generally drop about 1 degree per hour. 1 degree per hour. So you still have a lot of time, a little bit of time to find that. And then as decomposition and stuff like that sets in, there is a chemical process that happens, and it can also heat up again, if that makes sense. from the chemical breakdown. So that can also help, find someone. But look at this.
To
You can see them moving.
distinguish
You can see their arms moving. Watch this, guys. Seriously.
and temperature to
Watch their
a
arms.
person, and it makes it very hard
See
to
their arms moving?
distinguish what you're looking at in the image.
Baldwin says the technology isn't capable of seeing heat underground or in the water, and tree cover can also hinder search efforts.
Drones are excellent for searching regions where it's hard to access on foot, cliffy areas, deep drainages, but where their obstacles come in is actually the canopy of the trees. So how dense the forest is. As we move into the spring here, everything's greening up. That makes it harder to penetrate to the forest floor. So that's where it is possible to fly over someone and not see them.
So while the technology is a helpful tool, he says nothing will replace on-the-ground searchers.
The most success you have is people on the ground calling out and getting a response. That by far
Not at all,
has
Catherine.
been the most successful way we've found people. But why not have drones in the air? Why not have helicopters? Why not use every tool available? Because it just does increase your range and the number of eyes on the scene.
Cassidy Chisholm, CBC News, Halifax.
Yeah, Kelly says there's a new thing 21 minutes ago that they did say they're searching again. The RCMP, there must be another outlet that just reported on that. We spoke a little bit on that just a little bit earlier. They are doing targeted searches tomorrow, allegedly closer to the home. Are they just, kind of going back and reviewing the things? Perhaps. Do they have some sort of intelligence that, they may know more? Did they get some sort of data back? Perhaps. But we just don't know. Due to the muddy backpack comment by stepdad, I tend to think ground as well, not water, in my opinion. I don't know. Justin, check text. Okay, I sure will, my dear. Okay, yep. Let me drop this link and I will play this. Guys, do me a favor, please hit that thumbs up button. Would greatly appreciate it. Consider sharing this on any of your social media. Means so much, truly. Again, what just happened? Credit goes again to the CBC News. Please sub up to them. New things coming out. Here we go.
In just hours for 6-year-old Lilly, 4-year-old Jack Sullivan. The pair went missing without a trace from their rural Pictou County home on May 2nd. CBC's Michelle Kasub has been following this for us. And like I say, this is a search that's set to resume in the morning in the Maritime. So we are just hours away. What do we know?
Set to resume tomorrow morning and continue into the weekend. This is going to be a search by ground.
Guys, also later in this live, we're going to get into Daniel has a YouTube channel. And we're going to look at some of the videos. So stay tuned for that.
And by air. So there's going to be a ground search crews, RCMP, as well as the Civil Air Search and Rescue Association are all going to be on the ground there, scouring for any sign of these two children that have been gone for 2 weeks now to the day. This is, the 2-week mark that we're hitting today. Search and Rescue told CBC News that it was RCMP that requested them to resume their search, but we don't exactly know what might have prompted that, if there's new evidence, new clues as to where these children might have gone. What Search and Rescue has said at this point is that this is likely to be a recovery mission at this point.
So, I think the closest walk-in clinic from their home is about 23 minutes away. It's what a local fellow Canadian just sent me a moment ago. There's approximately 5 hospitals near Lansdowne. The closest hospital with the 21 minutes driving of Lansdowne. Interesting. 21-minute drive.
Given the length of time these children have been gone. And the search is going to focus on areas that either haven't been searched before or were searched, but they want to do a more thorough search of those very remote, very densely treed areas.
Today actually marks, 2 weeks now since these 2 children went missing. And I know that a lot of people have been captivated by this story and the search for them. But for those who need to be brought up to speed, talk to us about how this all started.
Yeah, I mean, it was May 2nd that these 2 children disappeared from their home. The thought is that they might have slipped out from a sliding glass door and disappeared into the woods near their houses. This is described as a very, very dense, very rough area, a lot of downed trees because of a storm that happened in that area. Reporters on the ground have described, stepping into the forest and immediately being swarmed by ticks and bugs. So really, really tough terrain for search crews. So there's around 100 to 160 searchers out on the ground looking for these kids. On May 5th, so 3 days after they went missing, the search crews indicated they had seen what they thought could be a footprint. That was kind of the only clue we've ever heard of from them during this 2-week period. Unfortunately, that footprint did not yield any results. And then it was on May 7th, so 5.
I want to so again, we have no idea if there's foul play or not in this case. There's a lot of questions, to say the very least. But if there is some sort of foul play by someone that knows Lilly and Jack in that property, the best case scenario, in my opinion, if something happened, the best case scenario would have been that it happened Friday morning or late Thursday night, early hours of Friday morning, because that gives less time to potentially, allegedly, cover up anything, right? The less time someone has to cover up something, the better. Again, anything could have happened as early, as Tuesday evening, Tuesday night, but we just don't know. We really just don't know.
5 days after the kids went missing, that they said they were going to be scaling back that search. At that point, it looked like there was less hope that they were going to be finding these children at that time. The next day, they brought in underwater searches looking for in waterways near that area. And it was yesterday that police said they don't believe these children were abducted. They haven't ruled out that this could be suspicious, the situation. And then that brings us to tomorrow, where we're going to see that search resume.
Yeah.
Yes, there are ATVs on the property. There's the classic photo of Daniel and his brother. His brother's laying back with his, resting his hands kind of on his head, leaning back. And the ATV was the cleanest thing on the property. It really was. Now, he just may really cherish his ATV. I don't know. But I did find that interesting. I did notice that.
Thanks, Michelle. It's a story that has captivated not just the country, but certainly the community of Pictou County. And my next guest is the warden of Pictou County, Robert Parker, joining us from Central West River, Nova Scotia. Robert, thank you so much for joining us. You're a community leader, and so I'm sure you're hearing from a lot of people about this.
You know what? I want to go to Nova Scotia this summer. I've never been to Nova Scotia, and I want to go. I think we might do a Nova Scotia trip this summer.
I don't know how they felt when the search had to be called off, but how are they feeling about the fact that the search now has resumed or will?
Well, I haven't had a chance to talk to a lot of people because this news only came out late this afternoon. But anybody I've been talking to over the last week, the real search now is for answers. What happened to little Jack and little Lily? I think the whole community is still very upset and very much needing answers. They say it takes a village to raise a child. Well, all of Pictou County is that village right now, I can tell you, because everybody is very, very concerned about what happened. We'd love to see the two little ones back alive with us. That may not happen, but we need the answers. There needs to be closure, and this may open a whole lot of other questions once we get that answer.
Robert, do you think that the community is prepared for what you allude to here, which is a result that they are not found alive?
I think most people are. I think they've, the only chance I've heard people say of those two little ones still being with us is if they were abducted, which the Mounties keep saying that they can find no evidence of that. Then perhaps they would, be with somebody, that somebody'd be looking after them. But, it's hard to believe that those search parties could be in the woods for that long and, 150 of them a day and not find even a hint.
And, this is the thing. You would think that these kids would have been found by now, right? And we've seen so many of these cases lately of parents saying that they don't know what happened to their kid. One minute they was in the house, the next minute they were gone, right? And we think of Summer Wells, Sebastian Rogers, Lilly and Jack Sullivan, Michael Vaughn. But the thing with Michael Vaughn is there was evidence that he went out his house on his own, and he is one of the very rare cases where a stranger did abduct him. You see, whenever someone generally walks out of their house, there's some sort of evidence. They're sent. Someone saw them, right? Cameras, an article of clothing, footprints, shoe prints. Hong, yes. There's got to be something. You can't just vanish. People don't just vanish without something being left behind. You've got to at least have a scent or something on camera, a sighting, article of clothing, something. One of them at least.
Of the children being there. So whatever new evidence, we're hoping that the RCMP have some new evidence, and they must have, or they would not have called these search teams back in late this afternoon.
What has the mood been like since Lily and Jack went missing? It's 2 weeks now. For a good week, the search was going on. Then it was, I guess scaled back is the word that we're using, but there was no searching happening anymore. How are people feeling?
I think the mood went from one of hope and tension in the community.
Another thing, I was just reading this comment, and it just, Callie just said this. Yeah, I don't see them wandering off if they had truly had that bad of a cough. Just don't see it. My kids want to be on the couch if they don't feel well, in my opinion. That, yes. But another thing that just when you said that reminded me of something. I can't remember if it was stepdad or mom. I think it was stepdad. He said they don't like the cold. They would have came right back in, right, if they would have gotten cold. But this is my thing. If they don't like the cold, why did they go out in the first place and just decide to stay out there and not come back in? If that truly happened. They don't like the wet and cold. Yeah. That's right, Trash Panda. Exactly. So why didn't they, you know, if you're sick, right, wet and cold, you know, you're playing out in the yard, you would think they would have, you know, ran back in the house. So there's that. Nice Marie says they would be outside playing in the cold, in my opinion. I mean, they could have, but you know, once they get so cold, you know, according to, you know, stepdad and mom, that they don't like to be wet and cold. And Lily had a cough. You know, cold irritates a cough, right? It really irritates the cough. And you know how if you have a cold or a cough and your feet get cold or you get cold, it immediately stops up like your nose as well, right? And once you get cold, like physically cold, it stops up everything. Makes you, you know, you can't breathe good until you get warm again.
For the first few days that possibly they will find the little ones in the woods. But as time went on, and by the time day 4, 5, and 6 came, that hope was dropping a lot. And when the searchers pulled away, I think at that point, or were pulled away, I should say, at that point, I think people's hope went downhill pretty fast. And now it's more, I would say, a mood of sadness, but also a mood of, you know, we have to protect all our children. And is it safe out there for them? Little children wondering, is it safe? And parents wondering, is it safe? Until we get some answers to what happened here, there's a certain amount of, in society or in the whole county and across the province,
Sorry, I was muted. I apologize. I was muted. Author SV Smith says, I feel so bad because it's raining now and it's supposed to not stop until this weekend. And I have spoken on this because it's so sad. I think about little Lily and Jack, Sebastian Rogers, Summer Wells, Michael Vaughn, you know, Cal City brothers, Oren and Orsten, and they're out there somewhere. You know, whether someone put them there or they got there themselves. They're out there in the woods. I would, you know, allegedly. And they just don't have a place where they can rest. You know, out there, in some cases, thrown away like garbage because someone doesn't want to get in trouble. They would rather have them secluded from the world than they would take their, be adults and pay the price for their mistake. They say they love them. In most cases, Michael's case is a little different. And a lot of cases, every case is different. But in some of these cases, do you actually, I wonder, I'm like, some of these parents are like, do you love them or do you just don't want to get in trouble? Is that what it is? Yep. Kyron Horman, by the way, some stuff breaking in Kyron Horman's case, finally. Dior Kuntz, Aisha degree. Yeah. And that just saddens me because they should be a place, they should be at rest, at the very least, some dignity of a proper burial. I can't stand the thought of it. Really
wondering about the safety level of our little ones. If something happened to these two, could it happen to others? And that may not be founded, but it could be.
What is your message to those who are going to gather in that area of the very thick woods? And I've seen reporters doing hits, and there's a lot of bugs out there. It's a difficult area to be searching. What's your message to those teams as they spend their time tomorrow and through the weekend looking for Lilly and Jack?
Well, first, a big thanks from the community, and we put out a press release to that effect today from our municipal level of government for the time and the effort and that goes into this. It's not easy. It's rough terrain. You say there's bugs everywhere now and ticks and stuff, but they're willing to keep coming as long as it takes to find these little ones for us. And so we very much appreciate their efforts, but I would ask everybody in our county and across the province here and across the country for two things. One is to be patient. Give the searchers and give the RCMP time to do their job. They're the professionals. Let them do their job. And the second,
the population of Pictou County in the 2021 census, the county, 43,657. That's the entire county.
second is to be kind. Be kind to each other. Be kind to the people that are sometimes being accused of something that that's not right now. When the time comes, then fine, we'll deal with that. But be patient, be kind.
Robert Parker, Warden of Pictou County, thanks so much for this.
Thank you, honey. So there is that. All right. And this was 8 hours ago. Okay, 8 hours ago. Played this right here.
Today that these children have been missing here. 6-year-old Lilly Sullivan, her 4-year-old brother Jack disappeared from their family home. Police say that they may have wandered off into the woods, into these thick, dense woods behind me here. Inhospitable conditions. There are thousands of trees.
Brandy, I'm going to be reporting on Kyron Horman, and hopefully she's going to be joining me pretty soon. So we're going to be hopefully working on some stuff together.
He's down from a hurricane a few years back. There are thick clouds of bugs in the air. There's ticks in the woods and on the ground. You take a couple of steps off the pathway, off the roadway, and your pant legs are full of ticks. So not great conditions for missing children, not great conditions for the search efforts that have been going on, that were going on for the first 6 days of this search, with more than 160 search and rescue volunteers in these woods, dogs as well, helicopters rumbling through the air. You had drones day and night searching overhead as well for any sign of these missing children, but there has been no evidence, no clues as to what may have happened to them. Now, this search has garnered international attention from experts and amateurs alike, trying to determine what may have happened to these kids and offering opinions and rumors about what may have happened. We heard from a professor of criminology at the University of Louisiana talking about a search like this and some of the difficulties that investigators and searchers might encounter.
I think it puts us kind of back in time regarding risk. These cell phones that we carry around, we think keep us a lot safer. We can track them. And now we don't sort of have that here. We also don't have that close connection of immediate people who can go out and hurry up and scan this small area, right? It's rural. There's lots of areas to search. There's not the go-to town center sort of thing where we can convene. So really the environment created, I think, a lot of disadvantage for this case.
So again, difficult conditions.
Look at this photo right here, or this part of the video. Look at this. Look how incredibly muddy and wet it is. And so many of us are very familiar with that kind of weather. If we live in a cold climate, that's how it looks like at a lot of our places during winter or early spring. Now, spring comes late in Nova Scotia. It's just now starting to get there. But it's wet. It's muddy, all of that. And it makes me think about that four-wheeler again. How was that thing so clean?
For the search, for any kind of efforts to find these children, the police say that even though the search has been scaled back after those first initial 6 days, the investigation is still very much underway.
As you see, they brought satellites in to, obviously, it was 82 there yesterday. Amen. Good, Trash Panda. That's good. Hopefully it dries up some of that mud. 6 days is actually a very long search. I know people's like, well, why didn't they search longer? That's a really long search. That's a really long, and they're going back tomorrow. They're going back tomorrow as well. Thank you so much, JC. Really do appreciate you. We are on our year anniversary. I love it. Sorry I'm late. Was out for my birthday. It's your birthday? Hope everyone had a blessed day. Happy birthday, JC. If you want me to, at the end of this live, if mods will remind me, I will sing to you Marilyn Monroe style. Happy birthday, Mr. President. That Marilyn Monroe sang to John Fitzgerald Kennedy a long time ago. My treat. My treat. You're welcome.
And very much in progress. More than 180 tips have come in from members of the general public. They are investigating each one of those tips. They're also conducting more than 35 different interviews with people who may have been close to the children, family members, friends, neighbors, members of the public as well, who
I'm going to show you
might have a
something here in a
connection,
minute.
might know something about the disappearance of these children. Overall, though, the vacuum resulting from the lack of confirmed facts is being filled by speculation and rumors online, with, again, not many answers as to what may have happened to these two missing children. Brett Ruskin, CBC News, Lansdowne Station, Nova Scotia.
Hold on, what is that there? Is that rain? What's that misty stuff? Oh, that's bugs. That's... Holy shit. Is that gnats or mosquitoes? Mosquitoes are bad in Oh my God, they're bad. They are so bad in Canada. I don't know how y'all do it.
Lansdowne Station, Nova Scotia.
Holy shit. Break out your bug spray. I'll have to wear like long pants and long shirts if I go to Nova Scotia. I'll look like a lobster. Like when a mosquito bites me or something like that, I look like a lobster. I get red and all that. Thank you so much, Pamela. That's very generous of you, my dear. Really, really do appreciate that, honey. Thank you so very much. Good to see you. Thank you, lovey. Appreciate you very much. Very generous of you. Hope you are well, my friend. Good to see you. All right. Now, thank you so much as well, Jens. You have patience, friend. Thank you for these. Thank you so much, Jen. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate you. Good to see you. I want to show y'all some new pictures. Some new pictures that I am going to indeed show you all, that I don't know if they have ever been shown by. So here we go. Then we're going to get to, we got a lot more stuff to get to, guys. After this, we're going to talk about some new stuff that's still coming out. We're going to look at Daniel's YouTube that he has. He hasn't been on there for about 4 years. He is a collector of some things. We'll get to all of that. Guys, please hit that thumbs up button. Really, really appreciate that. Consider sharing this live out as well. Here we go. So again, pretty girl, really pretty girl, right? Oh, here's the county. Let me show you how. I want to show you how big Pictou County is in a second here. One second, guys. So, very pretty girl. Buzz patches. What's buzz patches? How does this photo? I don't know. I do not know. Skin so soft works against ticks as well. Yes, it does. They say, is it Johnson & Johnson's in the green? Shared on live stream on X. Thank you so much, Trishy. Is he a junk collector? Because, oh, well, I mean, maybe, but that's not what he was collecting on YouTube, right? Here we go again. Look how precious. Skin so soft, yes. Coffee, they do not like coffee. I'm talking about mosquitoes. Use coffee grounds. Oh, really? Yes, Mohawk. He's a Pokemon collector. Isn't she adorable? And right here. Good to see you, Rainbow. You're getting your first late slip. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Rainbow to the office, please. You're being paged. Rainbow to the office, please. You're being paged. We need a late slip for our sweet Rainbow. They certainly are a gift from God. Yep. He is a Pokemon collector. I'm going to show you guys. He talks. Now, I put smiley faces on his kids' faces because it's unrelated. It doesn't need to be shown. So we just put smiley faces. But here's a photo of him with his two kids and two of her kids. And then I guess they hadn't had Meadow yet at this point. They look clean and well cared for. They do. Yes, Whistle. Yes. Thank you, Nope Not Today. Good to see you. Justin, when you gasp like that, my heart sinks. I'm sorry. Sorry. Well, it's a big deal. Justin, do you think it's weird that the RCMP said they are doing air search again, specifically just tomorrow, and search and rescue called in again? I don't think it's weird. No. I can tell you, out of many cases that I have covered, Summer Wells case, Sebastian Rogers case, Michael Vaughn's case, a lot of these cases, after the initial search, they'll go back in sometimes days, sometimes weeks, sometimes months later, and they will do another look around. In Sebastian Rogers' case, they did this, and they said, we're not expecting to find anything, but we're looking in some specific areas. Yeah. Summer's case, Summer Wells, she went missing June 15th. Which was in Tennessee, that's summer. And that fall, when the leaves fell off and all of that, and it was actually winter, I think, they went and looked again. Hey, Teresa. Absolutely. No, not today. Of course, yes. All right. This is 2022. Guys, give me 2 seconds. There we go. She says, sometimes Jack just cracks me up by his facial expressions. And he's very, very cute. From what I see, she didn't seem to talk about the kids a lot on her social media. She did talk about her and her Daniel's relationship quite a bit. So there's that. Amazing there's no stepdad or mom publicly stating or threatening people to not search. RCMP would take those people in and continue searching. Listen up, SCS. So do your jobs. No excuse now. Yeah. That's true. That's true, Michelle. Was Daniel still allowed to see his other kids recently? I don't know about recently, like since Jack and Lily went missing. Probably supervised, I would say. I don't know, but that's just speculation. Did mom talk a lot about new baby? Not that the little I got on this. No, not that I seen, but again, I haven't seen everything. They apparently are at a different person's house here, or they lived somewhere else past that. She says, Cutie XO, thanks, girl. My beautiful goddaughter, love you, sweetie. Have a Merry Christmas. Teehee. Malaya says, teehee. Malaya says, teehee. Pokemon is a thing. It sure is. No, I mean, up until the point of what happened. Jack's, from what I understand, allegedly, yes, he was able to see them. I can't remember if I don't remember if these were Jack and Lily. I put smiley faces over them, so I probably didn't know. But there's, you know, two here. They're good looking family. You know, like they look perfectly fine here, right? They're dressed in matching outfits, and mom's got her hair did and her makeup done good. Daniel's, you know, nice haircut, cute little Christmas tree behind. Now, but I also want to say, everything you see doesn't make it true. And that things can change quickly as well. I talk about this a lot on my channel. After going over so many of these cases, I'll notice that with our family, specifically the one in our house, you know, just like life, there is ups and downs, right? Ups and downs. I call it the health of the overall family, the health of the family. Things can happen and quickly deteriorate a family, right? Like illness, physical illness, mental illness, drugs, infidelity, those kind of things are the generally the big factors. Money. And when something happens to someone, the days, weeks, or even months leading up to a person's disappearance, if it's not an accident, even sometimes if it is an accident, is very important, is extremely important. And that's why, you know, we need to know, you know, what has happened, you know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? In Summer Wells' case, you know, Summer Wells, she was kind of lived similar as you know, Lily and Jack. And, you know, parents suffers from addictions and stuff like that, and poverty because of, you know, the dad blew all of his money on rugs. But when the virus was going around in America, we all got money. They sent every American money. And for a lot of people with addictions that that didn't really have much money to begin with. That's like to an addict, that's like a kid in a candy shop. And you see before before the Rona, Summer Wells and the kids, they were much cleaner. They looked way more taken care of, and all of that. And then when the Rona comes around and the checks pop out, you see the whole family decline. And it's really sad. Really, really sad. All right, October 29th, 2022. Happy birthday to my little man, who is 2 already. I can't believe how time flies. It feels like yesterday. You couldn't even walk. I'm so proud of how far you've come, and for many more milestones to come. You amaze me daily, and I love you so much. Have the best birthday, Bubs. So that might be his nickname. It's common to have a nickname for your kids, or individuals, or those you want, you love. So this is Bubs. She says Bubs, Bubs. Christmas Day 2022. Merry Christmas to all, and we hope everyone has a safe and happy New Year's. Right? And again, this looks to be, I don't know where they're at here. I have no idea where they're at here. But I want to show you this right here. If you can see, here, this appears to be in the trailer, in my opinion. This photo right here. As well. Here is the 2 as well. My dad calls me the bye in Spanish. My grandson is Bubba as a nickname. Wait, what? Justin, sadly, with great regret until my return from Vancouver, Washington. Oh, honey, you're fine, baby doll. That's okay. That's okay, love. I would never hate you. Wait, what? I appreciate you, honey. You never know, someone might gift you one, when you can't. So we've got incredible people in here. They gift others, and it blesses both of us. So thank you. I'm jealous you're going to Vancouver. I love Vancouver. It's one of my favorite cities in the world. Look at this little face. Look at this little face. Isn't she just the cutest? Mother could have been going through a depression after she had a baby. Could have been a postpartum thing. But again, I don't see Mom or Daniel hurting the 2. I don't see that. My dad's nickname for me was Toots. My nickname was J1, and J-Bird, and Jackass occasionally. But those were my nicknames. J1, or J-Bird. Most of the pictures, Lily is in pink. Yes, I think she liked. She's a girl. She's a girl. Right? All right. To me, this looks like... You guys think this is the trailer? What are y'all's thoughts? What are y'all's thoughts on this? They do always late. They do. I mean, I don't think they looked neglected, other than, the outside. I think the home looked neglected, the outside of the home, but it's not the kids necessarily. I think it's the trailer, in my opinion. And it looks clean. Yes, if Daniel grew up there. I don't think, he could have grown up there, but there is a photo of, let me see if I can pull this up. Google Earth. And there's this photo, or not really necessarily well, I guess it is a photo, sorta. All right, look at this. Let me show you this. All right. Go right here. Damn. Well, I'll show you this in just a second. I already showed you that. Okay. That's all for that. Now, so, I think the kids look well taken care of, but again, looks can be deceiving. You never know. This was September 2018. Right? This is September 2018. The oil tank is still there, so they may have used it, they may have not. I don't think anyone lived in the house at this point, because there's no curtains or anything on here. There's a little trash, out to the yard, but that's September 2018. So that's what, almost 7 years ago, 6.5 years ago. It doesn't look, and if we go to like what it is now, and again, I don't know if they just started just not taking care of the place or whatever. Let me take a screenshot of this. All right, let me show you this now. And we're going to get to Daniel. Damn, Daniel. That was like a thing a few years ago. Damn, Daniel. Everyone said it. Okay. Watch this. I'm going to show you this now. Like horrors of OCD. Yeah, people live differently. It's the main thing is that if they took care of the kids or not. But this is 2018. And this is now. So, it's... But, they're country folk as well. They're not necessarily there to impress anybody. Probably not many jobs. There couldn't be. There couldn't be. I would think most people would have to work from home. Really. That would be the thing. All right. Who is ready to look at some of Daniel's YouTube channel? got 151 subscribers. Credit goes to Daniel Martel. Let me put his link right here. There we go. All right. Here we go. I'll show you his channel. This is his channel. Hi, my name is Dan. I first opened Pokemon cards as a kid, where I grew up in Nova Scotia, Canada. And now, as an adult, I would like to share my passion with you, the YouTube viewer. He's got 25 videos. He joined September 12th, 2012. He's got 4,049 views total and 151 subscribers. All right. And his most popular video has 408 views on it. And let's see what he talks in some of these.
Detective Pikachu boxes. And well, without further ado, let's get into them, I guess. These come with 4 promo cards. One beautifully sculpted Detective Pikachu figure standing on a magnificent magnifying glass. How nice. Here we go. We get a decent amount of booster pack. There's the promos right there. I guess I'll pop those out for you guys so you get a good chance to see them. Only gonna go over them once because there's a Bulbasaur. There we go. Pretty cool.
His nails are clean. Pokemon is popular hobby for kids and adults alike. I know, but I'm just going to tell you something. This would be my hell to sit and watch people with Pokemon cards in life. Like, this would be my hell. That would be my purgatory. I'm just telling you. I would rather eat nails, probably, than sit and watch anyone, much less grown up. It would be purgatory for me. I'm just not going to lie.
There's that Pikachu looking through a magnifying glass.
Just being honest.
There's a Snubble. Looks pretty mad. And what else do we have here? We actually have a Psyduck.
To me, it does, Deborah.
Looks like he's singing or something. Well, let's get into some of these booster packs here. Oh, let's not forget the little Pikachu. He's pretty cool.
I want to show you something in a second. Just give me 1 second.
Standing on that magnifying glass. Huh. We'll set him right here. He'll be the little mascot here. All right, we got... There's that card. Everybody likes those. Looks like we have 3 packs of Detective Pikachu. 4 cards in each pack. And we got 2 Sun and Moon.
I understand playing the Pokemon game, right? I understand playing the Pokemon game, like if you like games and stuff like that. But I don't understand the card thing. I don't understand. Does any of you collect? I mean, I understand maybe collecting. I don't know. I guess I do understand it, but I just don't. Maybe collecting like the memorabilia and stuff, I guess. Because I know it can get you. You can say you can. You know, it can be a monetary thing. You know, maybe you'll sell it later. The Pokemon Go was really popular. That was huge, Janet. The Pokemon Go. I collected baseball and basketball cards when I was a kid, and I still have them to this day. But I mean, I just don't. I mean, I wouldn't. I haven't looked at them in 30 years, so. but he has cards worth thousands. Yeah. I listed 160 pound. I list 163 pounds playing Pokemon Go, and I am not 50. The Pokemon Go, I get it, and I think it was a good game. You know, at least people was out walking and stuff like that. I think that was probably the best game out there, you know, because it was like physical. People were walking and getting out. So I think he sold all these. Will confirm. Hang on a second. Okay. I don't know if he shows it. Does he show his face in here? He shows his face in the thumbnail. No.
Either way, really nice. Really nice. Really, really nice.
It's definitely his voice for sure. And it says it's who he is, so.
Code card, guys. Magic card.
That's amazing,
Beautiful.
Robin. Holy hell. They're worth that much? My son was a big Pokemon as a child and saved all his cards and collection. Recently sold his cards and had over 5,000 to put down his new card. That's amazing. I mean, he saved it as a kid and he sold it as an adult and got a car. How about that? That's definitely adult things to do, right? That's adulting. That's good.
Pikachu. Reverse rare. Meryl. Let's see what we got here. Slow King. Slow King is the rare. Psychic Energy.
Wow.
And the Noctowl to end out the card. Actually, no, I almost forgot about this pack. We actually have one more pack, guys.
I mean, my kids are into Pokemon. I specifically would get them like these big collector packs. You would get it like Sam's Club or Costco and stuff when they were into all that stuff. I don't know, but I just could not sit and watch people open up cards. I don't know, just me. But that's why we're all different. Let's see. Oh, he's doing a giveaway here. Pokemon card giveaway. There will be 2 winners soon.
Hello, Pokemon fans. My name is Dan, and
Dan
welcome to the
man.
channel. Or maybe you're here for the first time, and if you are, yeah, you came in at a pretty lucky time because I'm going to be doing my 50 subscriber giveaway. Or if we don't reach 50 subscribers by the end of March, we're going to do the draw at the end of March.
I love some of the Canadians' accent. March? How does he say it? March?
By the end of March.
March?
We're going to do the day.
March?
Or if we don't reach 50 subscribers by the end of March.
March?
Or if we don't reach 50 subscribers by the end of March.
March?
We're going to do the draw at the end of March.
March?
This is going to be there's 2 different sets. We have the one on the top and the one on the bottom. I'm going to be giving away both sets of cards here at the 50 subscribers or the end of March, whichever comes first. And let's dive in and take a look at the cards. This Executor and the Sonics.
That's exactly right.
Are both McDonald's cards, which are actually out of print now.
Cards.
Beautiful looking cards.
Cards.
They're both out of print, so they're no longer. I guess this is the only way to get them now, unless you buy them online. And I guess we'll take a look at some of these other ones.
He's all Pokemon. As you can see here, this was 5 years ago. He looks more heavy set here, in my opinion. He looks like he's as we all do, fluctuate in weight. I know I do. Certainly. But here I enlarged it. Look at this. He looks more healthy. I don't know how. I don't. When we say it's, he looks more maybe muscular, maybe heavy, but that was, I guess, 5 years ago. Here is Daniel's YouTube. If anybody wants to go through it and look at it, I dropped it right there. He doesn't stutter, no, but he's core relaxed, I imagine. He looks different. Let's see here. Daniel Martell, Nova Scotia. Let's get an image. Here we go. Here he is now. How old is he? Does anyone remember? How old is he? Look at this. He's in his early 30s. So, I don't know. No, he doesn't really have a criminal record, no. Stress? Yeah. You know, you look for this case for no trace of the children to be found, in my opinion, is very telling. Shannon, you gotta, yeah. It's very, very interesting to say the least. I just found it very shocking, just this interview today where he kind of threw her under the bus. And I found that very interesting. He what's this? Okay, here we go. I think this is coming right here. All right, look at this, guys. Look at this. Here we go. Credit goes to CBC Nova Scotia. CVC Nova Scotia. Link will be provided, as always, in the description. This came out just a little bit ago. Watch this. Please hit that thumbs up, guys. Consider becoming a member.
Are still missing. 6-year-old Lilly Sullivan and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan haven't been seen since May 2nd. The CBC's Cassidy Chisholm breaks down what has happened in the time since their disappearance.
It's been 2 weeks since 2 young children vanished without a trace in rural Nova Scotia. Here's everything we know about what's happened since their disappearance. Around 10 a.m. on the morning of May 2nd, 6-year-old Lilly Sullivan and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan were reported missing from their home on Gairloch Road in Lansdowne Station. The children's stepfather, Daniel Martell, told CBC the siblings were out sick and not at school on Thursday and Friday.
Thank you.
He said he believed the children must have gone outside through the sliding back door sometime Friday morning.
When we noticed that the children were gone, immediately jumped in the vehicle, surveyed all the areas, many dirt roads, many culverts as I could, and waited for the police to get there.
We're doing that next.
Nova Scotia RCMP said they believed the children wandered away from their home and there was no evidence of abduction. That morning, a vulnerable missing person advisory was issued in Pictou County, and the organized search for the kids began in the heavily wooded area surrounding the family home. Volunteers searched through the night. More than 100 people were called in to help. Helicopters, drones, and police dogs were also part of the search. On Saturday, May 3rd,
Shit, sorry, I was muted, guys. I apologize. Are polygraphs given in Canada? Yes, they are. Daniel says they're not as common there. And he says that they were bringing it in. Justin, you kill me. I don't hear an accent when you speak unless I just not looking for it. I don't know. And I'm from Newfoundland, but I don't have a strong accent, Newfie accent. I have an accent. Yeah, I have an accent. I have a southern accent. I try to really work on it. But I still have a southern accent. Most of my people talk like this, though. That's how most of my people talk. You know, Appalachian, kind of southern. You know what I mean? Jelly bean. I know, Sasha. It's bad.
Officials were optimistic the children would be found.
It's a huge wooded area with lots of potential. So we're just keeping all avenues open and ensuring we're covering off the entire area with a very structured search.
Around 5:30 that night, RCMP issued a wider alert to Pictou County and surrounding areas. On Saturday, the children's mother, Lilly Jack Murray, spoke to CTV News. She said she was hopeful and that she just wanted the kids home. The search continued on Sunday, May 4th. The children's stepfather said he wanted authorities to monitor the New Brunswick border and nearby airports in case the children were abducted. Meanwhile, 160 searchers were out looking for the children despite rainy conditions. On Monday, May 5th, police and rescue agencies continued searching, going at all hours. RCMP said searchers had located what could have been a footprint on Saturday and expanded the search effort in that area. That night, 4 drones with thermal imaging technology were used to look for heat signatures in the woods. Tuesday, May 6th marked 5 days since the children went missing. A Nova Scotia...
Yes, this is my accent. Let me show you. This is my accent when I get excited. I'm such an idiot. Let me find it. Damn, where's it at? It's right here. Somewhere. I think it's here. Did I take it down? Well, damn it. I think I took it down. Hold on. Let's carry on. I'll find it.
RCMP spokesperson said in an update that the case remained a missing persons investigation.
Police are pursuing all investigative avenues, and there's a variety of teams involved who are applying the tools and the skills and the expertise needed to locate and bring Lilly and Jack home.
McCann wouldn't say if there had been any sign of the children. The children's stepfather told CBC that after the disappearance, the children's mother left the area to be with her family in another part of the province and blocked him on social media.
My mother had to kick some people off the property because they were saying that I did it. I had something to do with it. And I'm the only one here fighting for them, which is sad.
The children's maternal grandmother told the Canadian press the family was hoping and praying for the children to come home. On Wednesday, May 7th, Nova Scotia RCMP announced it would scale back the search for the missing kids.
We're not packing up, and we're not giving up. Our investigation is broad, and it won't end until we know
Oh my! Here I am. God, look at Chris.
Back in, and Joe Daugherty wants to watch the videotape.
Is that Chris?
October the 26th.
There I go. That's my accent when I get mad.
Lilly and Jack are and can bring them home.
McKinnon said there hadn't been any confirmed
Oh my
sightings of the
God.
children, and survivability was unlikely.
If we thought they were alive right now, we'd still be out there.
He said the searchers covered a 5.5 square kilometer area, roughly the size of Halifax's downtown, that was heavily wooded.
I'm absolutely exhausted at this point after going through 6 days of virtual hell.
And it won't end.
Wednesday, May 7th, Nova Scotia, the family was hoping and praying for the children to come home. On Wednesday, May 7th, Nova Scotia RCMP announced it would scale back the search for the missing kids.
We're not packing up, and we're not giving up. Our investigation is broad, and it won't end until we know where Lilly and Jack are and can bring them home.
McKinnon said there hadn't been any confirmed sightings of the children, and survivability was unlikely.
If we thought they were alive right now.
Yeah. Arthur S.V. Smith. They said I did it, that I had something to do with it. Yes, that is Daniel's, Malaya's family was accusing Daniel. That's what he was talking about. Gone with the Wind, Justin? Yes, I'm Gone with the Wind. Fabulous. How about that?
Oh, we'd still be out there.
He said the searchers covered a 5.5 square kilometer area, roughly the size of Halifax's downtown, that was heavily wooded.
I'm absolutely exhausted at this point after going through 6 days of virtual hell. It's absolutely crazy.
On Thursday, May 8th, the RCMP packed up its command center in Lansdowne Station and searchers left the area. Martel told CBC he spoke with investigators from the Major Crime Unit in Stellarton earlier in the week. He said he willingly handed over his phone to police and investigators searched the home. Martel said he also asked for a polygraph test.
I just want to clear it up for everyone.
You're
clear
right,
it up for everyone,
Teresa.
not just the people online making crazy accusations and everything else.
RCMP declined to say whether a polygraph would be administered. Meanwhile, a makeshift memorial was set up at the nearby Stellarton RCMP detachment.
In a news release on Tuesday, May 13th, Nova Scotia RCMP said they were continuing to investigate. Police said they were following up on more than 180 tips from the public and had identified 35 people to interview, including community members and those closest to the children. Police also confirmed that an underwater team searched lakes in the area but didn't find anything.
On Thursday, May 15th, RCMP confirmed again that there's been no evidence to suggest the children were abducted. 2 weeks later, on Friday, May 16th, there are still no answers to what happened to Lilly and Jack Sullivan. Cassidy, CBC News, Halifax.
Okay, so there we go with that. Let's see here. I want to show you this as well. This is from Michael Arntfield, a criminologist at the University of London, Ontario, called the case unquote unprecedented, saying it is highly unlikely for two siblings who live together to vanish when a parent is not involved. Quote, and there's no evidence of that. If that had been the case, I think we would have heard about that very quickly, end quote, he said. Quote, this case, when you overlay it on 100 other missing children's cases, it just doesn't add up at many levels. Quote, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt that there is some active lead being worked, and they don't want to upset the equilibrium that they're in, end quote, said Mr. Michael Arnefeld. Quote, but based on appearances, this went in the wrong direction early on, and key momentum and leads were lost when they were out in the field looking for kids, and maybe were never there. let me see here. I find that highly interesting. Very highly interesting. He doesn't see it, how this happened. And I'm just telling you, he is a criminologist, which he studies crime. That's what he does. And I can tell you from all the cases that I have done and different classes and training that I have taken and am currently taking, that I am working on right now, actually. And I'll talk more about that later. I'm getting my certification in something. It's just very, very, very highly unlikely that, two kids are going to walk out without any trace whatsoever. 6-year-old Lilly and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan were last seen in their Lansdowne station in Nova Scotia on the morning of May 2nd. Former homicide investigator Steve Ryan has been following the case closely and believes the lack of witnesses is likely presenting a major obstacle. What did I tell you guys? What did I say? There's no witnesses, meaning it's not just, oh, wow, that criminal. Are you in Kentucky? Be careful, honey. If you are in a very rural spot like this, no cameras, the population very sparse, right? It's really hard. The police should have tracking dogs for only human. They have brought in tracking dogs, and they have recently, this week, brought in cadaver dogs as well. Which is very interesting. Very, very interesting. 2 seconds so I can find this. I'm just trying to look for something here, guys. Give me 2 seconds. Damn, what did I do with it? Okay. Quote, the story that the mom and the stepdad have provided to the police was that they woke up and the kids were gone, said Ryan. Quote, given that there is no witness to what happened, that leaves a very gaping hole in the investigation, end quote. After almost a week of searching more than 6 square kilometers of dense forest, the RCMP called back the 160 ground search and rescue workers. Quote, the active search efforts to locate Lilly and Jack will be scaled back, Staff Sergeant Curtis McKinnon announced May 7th. Ryan says the search may have been scaled back by a multi-layered investigation is still active. Quote, there is an awful lot going on behind the scenes, around the clock, while the police look for these 2 children or try to see if there is foul play involved in any way, end quote, he said. In addition to suspecting foul play, kidnapping has not been ruled out. However, they say there's no sign of abduction. Quote, the worst case scenario is if they are deceased, and if they are deceased, they need to be recovered, said CTV News public safety analysis Chris Lewis. We need to determine if there are some criminal acts that have occurred, end quote. According to Ryan, missing persons cases are traumatizing for any community, especially a small, closely knit community such as Lansdowne Station, Nova Scotia. Quote, everybody is a suspect, end quote, said Ryan. Quote, you've got a small community and they are all peering out of the window, looking for vehicles driving by and wondering if this could be the person that took the two children. And they want to know what happened to these two children, end quote. The longer the Sullivan children remain missing, Ryan said, the more residents from the area will be deeply affected, but can take comfort in knowing the RCPM investigation is ongoing. And I would agree. Now, guys, we're going to get over to the DD, the big DD. And that is the one you can't fool. Deception Detective. He did a video earlier. And I'm sure most of you are familiar with Deception Detective. If you are not, link will be provided in the chat for you guys in here now. Please sub up to him. He loves to spot a good hoaxer. And he spots deception. One of my favorite on the YouTube platform. I always say Deception Detective. Of course, Peter Hyatt. He has passed. May he rest in peace. Pat Brown and Steve Johnson. That is the only ones I watch. Thank you so very much, Brandy and Indy. I appreciate that. That means more to me than you know. All right, let's go.
Difficulty for the police here is that there is no cell network, which is a challenge for the rescuers as well.
Okay, this is, I don't know if you guys know, there was a interview in Canadian French yesterday or day before. I did a translation on a short for you guys. There's another one that is out. I think Plunder played this one. But I'm going to play it all here shortly in just a second.
As the weather conditions, which are not always favorable, their stepfather then hopes that the children will be found quickly.
That's one of the first on-location reports about missing children, Lilly and Jack Sullivan, and it's packed with new details, except I, like most people, didn't even know it existed until Plunder True Crime unearthed it. So in today's video, let's watch it and count the red flags. I'm Deception Detective, an attorney trained in statement analysis. This channel exposes lies and manipulation, so if that's your thing, hit subscribe. For exclusives, early access, and other cool perks, consider becoming a channel member. Link in description. If you're new to this case or just not up to date with the latest news about it, don't worry because Paula from Plunder True Crime does a good job of summarizing the case and why this news report flew under so many people's radar. So there's just one last thing I want to do before we grab our deception decks and analyze.
Did I miss something in chat? Did I miss something in chat? She should have just told Justin to check text. What did I? Yes, he's also an attorney. Pill writer. What happened in chat? Did I miss something?
It. And that's to quickly recap what I consider when I'm analyzing a case, whether it's a true crime case like this one, pop culture, or anything else. Of course, I prefer to work with statements directly from the suspect's mouth. After all, they're the only one who truly knows whether or not they're guilty. But sometimes the suspect doesn't make any statements.
Read Lored's comment. Okay. They are. Yeah, I mean, Lored, the police said that they are Let me look at this before I put it out. 1 second. I'll play this. Let me check.
At all, or they make too few for me to form a solid opinion about them, as is the case with Daniel Martel. That's when I'll consider statements relayed through someone else, like their attorney or PR rep if we're analyzing a celebrity, or a reputable journalist, like we're going to do in this video. Naturally, that's with a grain of salt. But frankly, the bulk of what I do is decide what to ignore, because often what leads people astray. So it's my policy not to even entertain.
That's fake, Lil Red. That's fake. There are sick individuals out there, unfortunately, that make things look legit. So sad. Yeah, that video was 3 days ago, honey. It's not true.
Unsubstantiated rumors, anecdotes, or superstitions, even with an entire salt shaker. Nor do I pay attention to things that don't actually correlate with deception, like body language analysis, which actually makes you worse at detecting lies. You can learn more about that in the DD forum. All right, without further ado, let's listen.
You've probably been asking yourself what happened to Lilly and Jack, the 6-year-old and 4-year-old who went missing off of Garlock Road in Nova Scotia, Canada, more than a week ago. They were reported missing on Friday, May 2nd, and as I film this now, it's late at night. We finally got another update from the RCMP basically saying they're not going to give up even though they haven't found the children yet. A woman named Malia Brooks Murray is the mother of the children, and their stepdad is named...
Let me tell you something. TikTok. Oh my God. The true crime over there is like the Wild West. It is like the Wild West. They put anything and everything on there. It is very disgusting. It's very disgusting. People do this. And you know, this video that I just seen, they made it look so legit. So legit.
Named Daniel Martel. And you will be hearing about Daniel a lot more because I've been researching for days and days since my last couple of videos about this case, just digging through so much dispatch audio from the Pictou County Fire VHF paging and ops dispatch, because I'm trying to get to the truth, trying to figure out what's going on, reading all the publications I can. You will see I even had some Canadian French publications dubbed into English just to figure out what they were talking about.
The children's family burst into tears when the police showed up at their home this Wednesday around 1 o'clock.
And that's how I found out that Daniel and his family, whoever that was with him, I don't know, off Garlock Road, they broke down in tears, according to the reporter, when authorities brought them a map on Wednesday, May 2nd, showing Daniel just how much ground they had covered without finding the children.
So that's the rundown on the case and the explanation for why I, at least...
Now, I want you guys to think of that. We spoke about that yesterday, right? Exactly, Sasha. You got to have facts first to speculate anything further. But we spoke about that yesterday. RCMP and the searchers, they went to Daniel. They showed him how much of the area that they have searched. They also asked him, where do they think they would go, in his opinion? Like, where, asking Daniel, where do he think they are? Right? And to me, that's very interesting. That's very interesting as well. Brandy, he studies statement analysis. I don't want to speak for Deception Detective or anything, but from what I understand, he's more, I don't want to say against, but maybe so, against the the body language and more of the words. And I your words, in my opinion, tell more than even body language. But that's just
Didn't even know that broadcast existed because it was originally in French. But Paula took it upon herself to dub it, and I appreciate that because, as she said, it reveals new details that we didn't get from any of the other reporting we've analyzed. And it's not like we haven't been following along. This is my 7th video about this case in almost as many days. This is the first time we've heard about some other woman also crying alongside Daniel when the police broke the news to him that they probably weren't going to find the kids. But what really jumped out to me about this report was the clip I played in the intro, where the journalist said that they have no cell service in that area. Because for the past 2 videos I've made about this case, I've been saying that I'm worried that the mother took a long drive ostensibly.
very good analogy. It's kind of like asking, what do you think should happen to the person who did this? Like it worked, like when Don Wells. Yes. What do you think should happen to a person if they abducted Lilly and Jack, for instance, right? That's questions, that they could potentially ask. They did ask him, where does he think that they are, or where
Simply to get cell service, which would have given no cell service in that area. Because for the past 2 videos I've made about this case, I've been saying that I'm worried that the mother took a long drive ostensibly to get cell service, which would have given her the perfect alibi to discard any incriminating evidence, maybe even the children themselves, all without being tracked by any cell phone ping. So it's
no, honey, the FBI, Shannon, the FBI is only in the United States. The FBI goes to other countries, to U.S. embassies, but it is just the RCMP, which is
keep watching to see
their version of the FBI.
what else we missed because it was originally reported en français.
Good evening, everyone. A small community in Pictou County, Nova Scotia, is on alert. 2 children, Lilly Sullivan, 6 years old, and her brother Jack, 4 years old, were last seen Friday morning at their home in Lansdowne Station. It is near New Glasgow. The numerous search efforts have not yet succeeded in finding the 2 children, and concerns are high in the community. We have Agatha Bukar on the scene. So, Agatha, how did this 4th day of searching go?
Yes, a helicopter flew over the surroundings of Lansdowne this Sunday to find the children. The Search Coordination Center was set up on top of a very wooded hill not far from the home where Lilly and Jack were seen for the last time. Between 120 and 160 volunteers for the search and rescue operations who came from elsewhere in the province are trying to find the traces of the missing, accompanied by sniffer dogs and drones. A city councillor who visited the search site every day said that the community was therefore very worried and concerned. It was Donald Parker, the councillor in Pictou. He hopes that everything will turn out well and asks the public especially to not go to the investigation site because they might blood the trials.
This is another line that jumped out to me because I haven't heard the request not to come to the area because it could hinder the search put so explicitly, especially since we've seen so many other.
It could be a coincidence, or it might not, Jill, but that's a good point. She must have been a Johnny Depp fan. His kids are Lilly and Jack, too. Hi, Leah. My kids didn't play when they had a cough. They hung on me to hold them. I'm behind in live. Yeah. No one is protected on the Indian or Native Americans or any reservations. If the federal government wants to get to you, they're coming for you. They're coming for you. Do these 2 missing have the same father? Yes. There was reported to be a trail camera footage. They are to contact the owner for footage. I heard the convo between searchers. I mean, a lot of people have hunting cameras, trail cameras, or whatever, but it's just so sparsely populated out there. It's just not likely.
Other interviews where Daniel Martel talks about being out there searching, running ahead of the drones, and doing things that obviously the search team knows isn't productive to the search, which makes me wonder if they've relayed that information to him. And if they have, why is he insisting on going out to search anyway? Is it out of fatherly instinct? In other words, he can't help himself but search? Or is it to deliberately tamper with the search? All right, let's keep listening.
It was Donald Parker, the counselor in PIC 2. He hopes that everything will turn out well and asks the public especially to not go to the investigation site because they might blood the trials.
And Gade, what are the latest updates from the police? What are they saying?
So around 4 o'clock, the police said they were obviously continuing the search and that they were also going to try new areas to try to find the children. However, the stepfather of the 2 missing children has little hope and doesn't think the children can be found in the woods. Let's listen to him.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about them being in the woods anymore, because they would have found it by now in the woods. So I'm urging the public to come out, and if they have anything to offer, anything to say.
I think that's interesting. He says he doesn't know how he feels about them being in the woods anymore. He seems to be more about them being abducted or taken. That's the feeling that I get. You know, check the border, check the airports. I don't understand.
A major difficulty for the police here is that there is no cell network, which is a challenge for the rescuers, as well as the weather conditions, which are not always favorable. The stepfather then hopes that the children will be found quickly. He also asks, with the public's help, he also requests that the borders and airports in New Brunswick and elsewhere be monitored. But again, he asks for the public's support to find the 2 children.
Thank you very much, Agata.
As I said earlier, that bit about the cell service really jumped out to me because it confirmed my hunch that the cell service is really spotty out there, which could provide the perfect alibi to take a long drive, to hide evidence, or hide the children. But it's not the only thing that jumped out to me.
Listen to that again.
As I said earlier, that bit about the cell service really jumped out to me because it confirmed my hunch that the cell service is really spotty out there, which could provide the perfect alibi to take a long drive.
Remember, Daniel said he got in his car, he went up every dirt road, went in culverts, and all of that. I find that extremely, extremely, extremely concerning. And I'll tell you why. Because if the child or children is not in your house, on your property, or the surrounding edges of your property, why start looking on dirt roads and culverts before calling the police? Why? Because it's better to have a bunch of professional help than it is just you driving up and down dirt roads. They did not have Starlink, I don't think. No. Don't think.
To hide evidence or hide the children. But it's not the only thing that jumped out to me. It's just the only new one that jumped out to me because I hadn't heard any other news reports confirm that bit about there being no cell service out there. For instance, I've already pointed out in previous videos how I don't like how quickly Daniel Martel gave up on the search for the children in the woods. Typically, the parent of a missing child, even the step-parent, doesn't give up after just 3 days.
Now, I want to... Deception Detective might not know this, he may know this, but Daniel said that he would love to be still looking in the woods, but he said they made me get out of the woods. He did say that. So if they made him get out of the woods and he's not allowed to search, again, that's what Daniel says, That's one thing. It still doesn't mean he can't be proactive in helping flyers or interviews or whatever. And I still have to give it to him more credit for his public appearance interviews than, the biological mother, who has left and updated her profile to single and not spoken to the public since. Justin, he also said he goes searching in the evenings. Really? I guess I missed that. Huh. That's interesting. Huh.
One explanation for his super rationality is that he has some other information that suggests to him that the kids are in fact dead, which I've covered in previous videos in this series, which I'll link at the end on the end card. Finally, as I've said in those videos, I don't like the part about Daniel insisting that the police station people away from the area where the children went missing. Plunder has curated plenty more interesting audio about this case. I've linked her channel in the description if you want to show her some love. But if you want me to analyze it, let me know by liking, commenting, and sharing.
All right, let's give it up for the big GG deception detective, the one and the only deception detective. He is the legend. Why is Daniel dismissing it? That's a conclusive statement. He don't know where they are allegedly, and that's a very extraordinarily good point, Scotty. He's right. You're right, rather. If you don't know where the children are, you don't know where they are. And it is a conclusive statement. You're absolutely right. Now, I'm going to, I want to be fair. He did say that, we've searched in the wood. They've searched in the woods, in a big area. And he said, I don't really think that they're, I'm paraphrasing here, in the woods anymore. What he should have said is they've covered a big area and they're, in my opinion, not in that area anymore. But they could be in, other areas. Or they may have overlooked them. Right? Yeah, she didn't say single and ready to mingle. That's a rumor. But she did update her profile to single. Which to me is a slap at Daniel, a dig at Daniel. Justin, this one case, I'd love to be boots on the ground. That's where you find out information otherwise never heard. Yep. And you're exactly right. Let me tell you something. Being on the ground is a totally different than just being here. I want to show you a map of Pictou County, because I don't think y'all have seen this. This county only has about 43,000. That is a humongous county. I'm wondering if BioDad was involved, as he would be paying support. I don't think that BioDad ever gave support and never wanted, allegedly, to not be in the kids' lives. Wouldn't he go to his mom and have brother help search? You would think. Well, if the man I am living with's mother yells at me to get off her property, I would be single too. I don't know if I mean, I don't know about that, Mohawk. I mean, they got in a fight, right? Because allegedly her family was blaming Daniel. And I get the argument. I understand that. But also, this is where Malaya and Daniel need to say, okay, our families are, going at each other, and we are a couple, and we need to stay focused. All of y'all need to be quiet right now, and we need to focus on finding these kids rather than blaming each other. If everyone is truly innocent. Tabitha, thank you so much, my dear. Really do appreciate you for that super sticker, my love. Very kind of you. In Canada, you have to pay child maintenance, and if you don't pay, the government takes your driver's license. Linda, I have heard, so I don't want to say this is a fact. I'm just going to say this is rumor, and that the bio dad allegedly changed his name and like signed over papers or whatever so he wouldn't have to pay child support. I don't know if that's something you can do, but so his, yeah, probably. It actually depends on the situation, Lisa's opinion says. Yeah. I mean, here in the United States, if you request child support, and take them to court, the other party has to pay child support, and if they don't, their license is first taken away, and then if their license, they can't drive, and then after that, they'll go to their ass will end up going to jail. You have kids, take care of your kids. I heard the same, Justin, but he could still be traced, in my opinion. I mean, he's easily traceable. He's got, he's on home confinement. He's surrender pay. I don't know exactly what that is. What is surrender pay? The parents messed up. They should have told police. They searched the day already, but they thought they would get in trouble, so they lied because they did think they were lost. But they realized. I don't know. Oh, send those to me. Send those to me, those pictures. Theft during fake marketplace scam, allegedly. Yes. There was, he got some theft or some scamming, allegedly, with some Facebook marketplace. Are there more kids involved in this mess? Well, Daniel has two children from another woman. She has two children from another man, which is obviously Lilly and Jack, and then they share a child together. She can send them to me and I'll send them to USU. Linda says it's a law. I knew a friend who lost his license due to not paying child maintenance. I actually proposed the bill, passed the number to get law in the early days. Oh, nice. Hey, Lab, good to see you. No, not at all. I would be searching and staying around, not saying I'm single on Facebook. I just cannot believe Why was Sasha timed out? I have no idea. Sasha should not be timed out. It might have been an accident. Uh-oh. Guys, don't be timing people out if you did it on purpose. If you didn't do it on purpose, Sasha's great. We love Sasha. Sorry about that, Sasha. We'll try to fix it here. It's a law Canada-wide, even the states passed in. Yeah, we have similar things. Really. You pay a fee, change name. I don't know. It's interesting. Why are some people blessed with children and others who would be good parents aren't? I know. Sasha, can you type again, honey, and see if it'll work? Hopefully it'll work. Here is that French interview. I don't know French. My grandmother did. Let's see if it'll translate for us. Let's see here. It's not going to translate for us, but you can see some cool pictures.
Bonsoir à tous. Les recherches se poursuivent jour et nuit pour retrouver deux très jeunes enfants de 4 et 6 ans dans le comté de Pictou en Nouvelle-Écosse. Et pour une 5e journée, la GRC des...
Yeah, the clothes that were found are unrelated. Completely unrelated.
de recherche et sauvetage
People are just doing
pour
that for
ratisser la
clickbait.
forêt très dense derrière la résidence familiale. Les enfants restent à ce jour introuvables. Chiara Morello.
Cela fait déjà 5 jours que des équipes travaillent d'arrache-pied dans les boisées environnantes pour retrouver 2 enfants portés disparus. Les hélicoptères ainsi que 150 personnes au sol étaient de retour mardi pour essayer de retrouver Lilly Sullivan, âgée de 6 ans, et son frère Jack Sullivan, âgé de 4 ans. Ils auraient été vus pour la dernière fois le matin du 2 mai à leur domicile, chemin Gairloch à l'est.
I can have this translated in a little bit and I'll do a short on it.
Down Station à environ 20
That's sad right there. That little look at that. That's so sad, man.
km au sud-ouest de New Glasgow. Depuis leur disparition, les recherches ont lieu jour et nuit.
Pendant le soir, la GRC a utilisé les drones avec la technologie qui note où il y a les changements dans la température sur la Terre. Avec cette technologie, ça donne l'opportunité.
You little stinker. I know what a les incompétent is.
Et pour ceux qui sont sur la Terre, de trouver ces points pour établir pourquoi il y a les changements.
La GRC dit que ceci reste une enquête de personnes disparues et continue de demander au public de rester à l'écart pendant que les secouristes expérimentés poursuivent leur travail. Selon un agent qui mène les équipes au sol, c'est un terrain particulièrement difficile.
It's difficult. You've got blowdown from the last storms from Fiona. You've got bugs, you've got heat exhaustion, you get cold at night, you've got water pouring down on your head. This terrain is not flat, it is uphill and downhill.
Malgré les 5 jours qui sont passés depuis la disparition de Lilly et Jack, les secouristes restent optimistes et se préparent à continuer les recherches pour les 2 enfants dans la nuit de mardi à mercredi. Ici Chiara Morello, Radio-Canada, Lansdowne Station.
Okay, so there's that. 1 second. Do you know what Les Incompetents means? Soldier girl. Do you know what it means? But I'll have the article and stuff translated for you guys for that. Let's see here. That's Daniels. We went through that. Did I play this one? Let me see if I played this one. Nope, I didn't play this one. All right, here we go. No, I heard it on Home Alone. It means incompetent.
Her parents were in bed. And since then, dozens of searchers and a team of police have been working the case. Brett Ruskin is in Lansdowne Station for us this morning. Brett, we haven't heard a lot about the search in recent days, so would you bring us up to speed?
Yeah, Linda. So we are at the 2-week mark since these children disappeared. So 2 weeks, 2 children, 0 clues about what may have happened to them.
Hey, Sasha, if you can email me or text me, I want to fix it for you, honey. I think it was a accident. I apologize. I'm a mod on channels, and
there was an extensive, exhaustive search in the woods behind me here in this whole area. In fact, more than 160 volunteer ground search and rescue crews who were on the ground searching various areas. There were dogs brought in to try to catch any kind of a scent of these missing kids. There were helicopters rumbling through the air last week. There were drones in the air day and night looking for any sign of these kids, but really nothing has been turned up. No clues, no evidence as to what may have happened to them. So this case has garnered all kinds of international attention from people online, from international media outlets. Here is one criminology professor from the University of Louisiana talking about a case and a search like this. Have a listen.
Listen to this.
I think it puts us kind of back in time regarding risk. These cell phones that we carry around, we think keep us a lot safer. We can track them, and now we don't sort of have that here. We also don't have that close connection of immediate people who can go out and hurry up and scan this small area, right? It's rural. There's lots of areas to search. There's not a go-to town center sort of thing where we can convene. So really the environment created, I think, a lot of disadvantage for this case. In addition, it's hard to find people in the forest, in wooded areas, especially children.
Now, again, these woods are quite inhospitable. There's plenty of trees down from a hurricane a few years back. The woods are filled with ticks. You take a couple of steps off the roadway and your pant legs are covered with them. There are bugs in the air, thick clouds of bugs you might be able to see on the screen. So not great conditions for the search, not great conditions if the kids are still out there waiting to be found. Linda.
So there's that. Craziness, really craziness. Just before, I have to turn my phone off before just to text in chat many times before. Yeah, there was supposedly a tornado in Kentucky just a little bit ago. Lots of tornadoes, I think, out there right now. Bear with me. I'll cover that tomorrow. Still so much out there. So they are going to be searching tomorrow, and let's pray they find something. You would think that if they were somewhere close Hey, Pretend Judge, good to see you, love. You would think that if they were somewhere out there close by this time, trigger warning, I just want to be blunt though, there would be some type of bird activity. Like the vultures and stuff, they usually fly around when stuff like that is going on. Yeah. So unless they know that, they know something that we don't, right? Unless they know something we don't. They seem, they're going back there. Maybe they're going back there. This is what I predict. And this is just I think they're going back there if they don't have any sort of intelligence, like, some data came in or something. I think they're going back there to double check. And then perhaps they might turn up the heat on the two even more. Yeah, let's see if they concentrate on a specific area. That as well. So there's that. Anything else? Let's see. Yes, ground search areas efforts are planned for tomorrow, May 17th. As the missing persons investigation into the disappearance of Lilly and Jack Sullivan continues, search from ground search and rescue teams, the Civil Air Search and Rescue Association, and the RCMP will focus on specific areas around Gairloch Road in the effort to locate Lilly and Jack and advance the investigation. I think that is what they're going to do. They're going to double check. Then maybe turn up the heat. So we'll see. We will see. All right. I think that's all I got for tonight. Let me make sure. I got that. I showed you the Pictou County. I showed you that. I'll save that for... Remember, Daniel wasn't too far from the area too. Let's see here. People magazine started covering the case as well. I'm glad of that. That's really big. Royal Canadian Mounted Police, they've got stuff on their website. Oh, wait for that till tomorrow. Oh, hold on one second. Still can't type. Let me make sure that's good. Okay. Yeah. That's all for this evening, folks. I guess I have to sing happy birthday. Whose birthday was it again? Remind me. Yeah, I don't follow the psychics personally. I think it's all speculation, pretty much, in my opinion. That's just me, though. If you do, that's fine. Info from me. Oh, hold on one second. Damn. Guys, I'll say something. I just got some information. Waiting to have it confirmed. I'm not going to say it or anything because I don't know. But if it is, it could be a rumor at this point, and that's why I'm not saying it. Because I think there's so much speculation and misinformation in this that it's incredible. But if it is, I'll be live again in a little bit, hopefully. Right, Patty. Exactly. Life is tough for all of us at some point. Right, in times. Thank you, Pretend Judge. Hey, Mama Smurf. Good to see you, hon. Okay. So we'll see. It's a JC. Okay. All right, JC. Happy birthday. The world is your oyster. It's up for you to find the pearls. And guess what? You did. Okay. I wasn't sure if you adopted Pearl or fosters. Oh, no. She's mine. All right. This is my rendition. I'm not a singer, but I do it for my pearls. Of Happy Birthday, Mr. President, that the late great John Fitzgerald Kennedy sang to Marilyn Monroe a long time ago. Me. Let me turn this music off. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear JC. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, JC. Happy birthday, my darling. I'm looking just to see if any of this information is coming in right now. Let's see here. Bear with me. Give me 2 seconds. I'm just trying to see if anything's coming in. I hope something's moving. God, I pray so. It's not anyone. Recent post. Let's see here. Still nothing. 1 second. I'm getting some messages in from some locals. So sorry, I'm getting some information live. Did we get 1,000 thumbs up? We got 1,000 thumbs up. Something special for baby Pearl. Thank you so much, Pretend Judge. Thank you so much, my dear. Make sure you sub up to Pearl's channel. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. Hitting that thumbs up button. Okay. All right. So I guess I'm getting some information in. It's not what I thought, and I'm glad I didn't say it. But someone is allegedly out in that area, allegedly start forest fires or something like that, they were saying. So I'm trying to get information on that, if it is going on or not. Yeah, bring the screaming chicken, please. Carmelita, you shouldn't call me that. Hold on. Oh, that's Edgar. Oh, how the old white lady at the pharmacy looks when I'm checking out nothing but lube and Reese cups. There we go. Here we go. Cue the music.
Christopher! Katie! Christopher! Katie! Christopher!
I'm too sexy for my mullet. Too sexy for my mullet. Too sexy for this mullet.
And it
To
was
Mr. Proudfoot. To Mr. Proudfoot. To Mr. Proudfoot.
Yes,
Mr.
ma'am.
Proudfoot.
I got curly hair. You don't like my mullet, so I shave it.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit. A bullshit.
Oh.
Suck it now.
Oh.
Suck it now.
snacks because, he's 15 and snacks. Snacks because,
Something that I believe we're pervy to. Something that I believe we're pervy to.
Christopher! Katie!
I think you asked for remember off the top of my head. I think it's Sebastian had gotten in trouble. He got caught lying, and I had asked him. I said, "Hey, you got to have a punishment for this." And drive a diesel truck, Chevrolet.
Year?
Yeah, I don't remember off the top of my head. I think it's a 2021. I think.
A bullshit? A
Lies.
bullshit? A
To
bullshit.
2020.
Hello? Hello? I said don't disturb you, I'm cleaning my room!
A bullshit? A bullshit?
Oh my God! Look at Chris. Is that Chris?
Not possible because that area is not visible in the footage. My ass.
My ass.
As for the lights,
Oh.
Suck it now.
Oh.
Suck it now.
Oh.
Suck it now. A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit?
They can shut their chicken tone chicken bone, Google Chrome, no home flip phone, disown ice cream cone, garden gnome, student loan, full-blown Indiana Jones, overgrown Flintstone, X and Y chromosome, Fred Zone, Sylvester Stallone, AutoZone, professionally seen silver Patron, head the fuck up. Okay. How you going, man? How you going? The people that allegedly started the fires were arrested. I'll try to find more information out about that. You guys are all amazing. Woohoo! Oh my God. Is that Chris? Oh my God. Look at Chris. I sound like a homosexual Blanche Devereaux. Thank you so much, y'all. I love you all. You are amazing. I wish everyone a blessed weekend. It's been in the high 90s where I am no spring, straight to summer. I love the heat. I love the heat. Even a little guy calling Chris out on his bullshit. Yes, exactly. Uh-huh. 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 Yeah. All right, guys. I love you all. You are amazing. Thank you, the real me too, as thank you, honeys. Appreciate you. Oh, is she waking up? Is she waking up? Her need a nap. Her needed a nap. Her needed a nap. Okay, fine, God. I might be back here in a little bit for a members only. I need help picking out some glasses. So, members, if you are up, I need some help picking out some glasses. Okay, the real me too. Thank you, honey. Hi, princess. Good to see you. May 2-4 weekend be here in Canada. Yeah. All right, guys. And I'm going to try them on virtually. So you'll get to see them on me virtually. It'll be so cool. Madam. Madam. Yes, and a bullshit. A bullshit. I'll be up. That's what she said. You gonna say hi, Pearl? Pearl, say hi. Is that a monkey? No. This is my daughter. How dare you? Yeah, it's a monkey. It is. It's a monkey. It's a monkey. It's a monkey. It is a monkey, 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 monkey. And she's hanging off my neck right now with her tail. That's it.
A monkey? A monkey? A monkey? It's a monkey. You know that?
It's a monkey. We know that. It's a pasta thief. She sure took my pasta yesterday. I had her a whole plate laid out. Mangoes, grapes, greens, all of that. I'm sitting there eating my pasta and her hand goes right into it. Yes, Adventures with Remy Pearl, that's her channel. We'll be more active on it. More. Adventures with Remy Pearl. Yeah. Yep. Can I pet that monkey?
Can I pet that monkey? A monkey? It's a monkey. You know that?
There was these little guys. This little boy was saying, it's a monkey. They were talking about something, his little southern boys, and they were like, it's a monkey. We know that. It's so cute. So, I am working in her room right now because she's getting she's starting to get she's teething right now, and she's starting to bounce off the wall. She's a spider monkey, and she's going to have a very large room with a bunch of stuff in it. And tomorrow I need to go to Lowe's or something and get some things to girl to hang some of her swings and ropes and stuff like that. Girl. You want to snuggle? Her wants to snuggle right now. Me to a monkey. Don't we, mama? Love this channel. Thank you so much. She is so spoiled. It's ridiculous. I'm so jealous of Bucky's. We need that store in the Northeast. Jenny, they're probably coming in the Northeast. So hang tight. They are popping up everywhere. All we hear about the ATV is a clean ATV. No cars mentioned. That as well. That is true. Yeah. Anchors. Yeah. Yeah. I got to go find a stud finder tomorrow, too. Y'all want to go with me to find a stud finder? I mean, they said I had to go to Lowe's to find a stud finder. I'm thinking we're talking about 2 different stud finders, but we'll give it a whirl. She was showing you her favorite foods. Yeah, she can't eat. I mean, she can eat. I need a stud. I need a stud finder. Look at Shaw. I want a monkey. We aren't allowed to have them in Canada. Oh, Cassandra, I'm sorry. Not even with the permit. You should be good at finding studs. I know, girl. I know. Please don't knock my camera over, bro. Please don't. If I eat pasta, I will become a blimp. Everything in moderation. Everything in moderation. Stud. Yes. Thank you for reminding me. I need to put Bogey. Yeah, my address changed. I have to get a new PO box. No exotic pets in Canada. Ew. What's $5 at the Dollar Tree? I cannot get a stripper pole for $5 at the Dollar Tree. I might be able to find a stripper on the side of the Dollar Tree for $5. Studs in moderation. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Makes your sugar high. Yeah. So, stud finders at the Dollar Tree. Oh. Okay. I was going to go to Lowe's or Harbor Freight or something like that. Sorry. Sometimes I say things and it comes through my head and I just repeat it. I shouldn't do that. Can't find anything or $1 at the Dollar Tree anymore. Nope. Stripper pole, stripper behind the Dollar Tree. Yes. I went to the Dollar Tree. I did a Dollar Tree haul. Remember? I'm going to do a Sephora haul. Don't swipe right. It's expensive, I hear from my son. I've never been on that website. Wait, what? I wouldn't know. Hello, I need a stud finder. That's what we'll do tomorrow. We'll go find a stud finder. I'll be live. I'll be like, "Sir, are you the stud finder here? Could you help me?" That's what I would get. Oh, thank you, Soldier Girl. I was going to say not find a stud finder, get a decent one, or you may regret it. My husband and I would faint if I went to find a stud finder at the Dollar Tree. Yeah, I'm not really sure how the stud finder would be at the Dollar Tree. If you knock on the wall, you can find the said sign. I know, but this is on the ceiling, and I got to make sure because you have to brace these. Like the braces that I'm putting on there, even though she's not going to get more than maximum 15 pounds, like that's maximum. It's will hold 1,000 pounds. You want to pet my monkey? Mr. Stud Finder, you want to pet the monkey? Get over here. So you are looking for the joist. I have not looked for the joist since 1976 Mohawk. Carmelita's been looking for a stud for the last 30 years. All right. It happens, Carmelita. It happens. I will keep my eye on the TV sky. Just, yes. Yes. Get one with a level on it. Yeah. I need to find my drill charger too. I hate doing shit like this. I hate it. I absolutely hate doing that stuff. Oh, am I still alive? She hit a button. Yeah, I'm still alive. Okay. Just point it at the stud worker, and if it beeps, I should just have someone come in and do it. I should. Justin, you might throw a joist or a joint. I know. Listen. Last time I did something like this, I was in my greenhouse. I don't know how I didn't die, honest to God. Last time I was in my greenhouse on a ladder, and I was reaching. I have like a kind of like a little loft in my greenhouse, and I was reaching up there, and I was trying to grab something, and the ladder came out from underneath of me, and I fell completely back and hit my head straight on the greenhouse floor. And I was up 10 feet, straight back. Bam. I don't know how my skull didn't bust wide open. Don't know how it didn't bust wide open. And I saw stars. Nothing but the grace of God. My skull didn't bust wide fuck open. All of my body weight. Bam. And I had there was someone here working on my house when that happened, and they were outside, and they heard it, and they came running. We could not afford to have you injured. I don't know how it did. Like it was bad. It was bad. You don't need help finding stripper poles. No. Oh, I want to show you when I want to get Remy. Let me see if I've got it on here. One second. I might have it on here. No, let's see here. Oh God, come on. I gotta enter passwords for everything. I don't need that. I quit popping up. All right. What's it called? There it is. I'm going to get this for Remy. She'll like this. Look at this, y'all. This is a swivel chair. It's sensory. And of course, and it goes it's a swivel chair, so it kind of like goes in like a little pattern, if you will. Let's see here. It's it goes I don't know, it's just goes in like a swivel. They say that my girlfriend, who has 6 spider monkeys and a macaque, she said her spiders love it. It's a great sensory toy. Yeah. It kind of spins. That's a sit and spin, Justin. Is that what that is? People have told me that so many times, Justin. Sit and spin. Now I get it. Thank you so much, Bo. It's a wobble spin. No, ma'am. Remy will go crazy. Have you updated Remy's Amazon list? I haven't, Whispering, because I don't have a P.O. box right now. The post office, God, I couldn't think of the word. A rock came in and came through the back of, you're not messing with my Dolly Parton perfume, ma'am. No, thank you. So the P.O. boxes, they're building a new post office now. She's a spider monkey, all arms and tail. Yep. If you can get crazy, if you don't know how to stop it, at least the ones at the park are. Oh my God. When we were kids, we had, you remember the merry-go-rounds? My cousin, she was, I don't know, I was probably 15 at the time, and she was probably 25. And she was so immature, and so were we, but we were 15. She got the merry-go-round. It was a big-ass metal merry-go-round. And she got a rope and tied it to her car. And so we would go fast. Oh, we went fast. It throwed my girlfriend off, and she broke her arm. And I'm hanging on for dear life. Oh my God. We did some stupid things. Don't try it at home, kids. I love the merry-go-round at school. Yeah, don't hook a car up to it and let it spin. We were nuts. It was so bad. Those playgrounds were... Oh, I know. Now, I mean, the kids have rubber mulch. Or they have just like a rubber pad that they hit. I'm like, we hit earth. That's what we hit. We hit earth. You're welcome. That's what we hit. All right, guys. Love you all. See you guys probably in a little bit. The night is young. It's the weekend. Thank God. It is crazy. We did some crazy things, though. All right, guys. Members, I might be live here in a little bit, so stay tuned if you're up, night owl. All right, guys. Love you all. Bye-bye.